Let's go. Show them why you're the best, Kishibe. Hello and welcome back to another Chainsaw Man reaction. Today we will be reacting to episode 10, Bruised and Battered. It's going to be a crazy episode. We're getting character we've already seen before, but we're going to get to spend more time with him. We should, based on the preview, be getting to spend more time with him. A character that, he's a handsome daddy. I cosplayed him before and, tried to do him the best justice I could, but I can only do so much. This man is hot. This man is fine. But it's going to be a fun episode with Denji and Power and our man Kishibe.
A really fun moment in the manga when we got to this part. I was like, this is interesting, different. Yeah. And this is like it is the introduction to Kishibe. We've seen him
in flashbacks.
Himeno
flashbacks and stuff, mostly.
And we get to spend time and just see that he is kind of like no nonsense. No
nonsense, yeah.
All business. But he is kind of like, he got a sense of humor. He's funny.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to see this finally animated. This part's gonna suck, but going.
What do you mean this part's gonna suck?
With Aki.
Oh well, yeah.
I mean, not like suck, but like
it's gonna be
sad.
hard to watch. Yeah, it's gonna be sad.
This part, the Himeno death, when I read it, I was sad, but this part, reading it in the manga, made me more sad. So. We'll see.
Yeah. Way to set that up, Mehgan. Now my heart. I don't know if my heart can take it today.
And we're gonna hear that freaking OST again. That beautiful song. I should have wrote the name down because they played it in the last episode and I mentioned it, but I didn't know the name. But it's really fitting. It's really beautiful.
Well, I don't know if I'm excited or if I'm like excited to get started or scared to be sad right now. But either way, I'm ready to jump in.
Yeah, I'm both.
I'm both too. I'm ready to jump in. So without further ado, let's just get it started and check out episode 10 of Chainsaw Man, Bruised and Battered.
Those dirty ass feet on the hospital bed.
So unsanitary.
Oh yeah.
He's done.
He takes it.
It took his gift basket. Could do a lot in 2 years. Can accomplish a lot.
It's just not, yeah. Oh, Aki.
My God.
Such a dick. I miss him.
Me too. All the time, every day. Damn. It's being real.
He's desensitized.
Don't ask him if he was crying. I mean, just let him cry.
They're all just so
detached.
Yeah, they have to be.
Come on now.
They're batshit crazy.
100点だ。牧村、お前は帰れ。 今すぐこいつらは指導だ。俺は得意一家でデビューハンターをやって
I love that panel.
先生と呼ばれる時も
My turn next, please.
Yeah, you can.
Damn.
So sick. Damn, son.
Gone. Slashed.
Kishibe is ruthless.
Of course.
俺はガキの頃から力が強くておもちゃをすぐ壊しちまう。
Okay.
だから壊れないおもちゃ
Yeah,
を
weird
欲しかったん
flex.
だ。
Oh my god, dude. They're bleeding out. Give them blood, Kishibe.
Yeah, I remember reading that and we were like, oh my god, Jesus.
Yeah.
It's sad to see them like that.
It really
struggling.
is. Even if you know they're going to be okay with a little bit of blood, it's like, damn, dude.
Yeah.
Aki is not in the best position right now. Like, let him get out of bed, you know, before he starts delivering all this news.
女性のお客さん来てますよ。じゃ、ごゆっくり。
A lady.
A lady?
Who's the lady? Stupid. They're traumatized.
Yeah, dude.
They're traumatized too.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, try to put both of your heads together.
Yeah, maybe you'll be close to having one. They are doomed.
Oh, I love this.
Yeah, this was one of my favorite parts. I mean, it was just so fun.
Yeah.
俺たちの日常を壊すやつは
超インテリ作戦
Okay, power down. Okay. You can't get him. You can't touch him. Let's go. Show him why you're the best, Kishibe.
Denji. Too slow. Let him off easy.
With a warning this time.
Damn, Denji caked up.
Power looking kind of bad, like a secretary. Oh my god, a parting gift. That's lesson 2.
ここには公安が生け捕りにした悪魔たちがぶち込まれてる。
すぐそういう話やめな
Thank you. Damn, please.
Yeah, this was all up in Aki's business. Like,
じゃあ殴られました？いえ。手紙をもらいました。
手紙
what's in the letter? Like,
Yeah,
chill.
yeah, yeah. Did you bring it with you? You want to read it to everybody?
Why do you walk like that?
Aki. He just got out of the hospital.
He looks like cheerful.
この部屋に
He's got a limp. You know, he just got out of treatment.
イルンは未来の悪魔。公安でこいつと契約している人は2人。
The future devil.
That's scary. That's powerful stuff right there.
It really is.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, the sound kind of scared me.
me. Scary. Oh. Oh God, no.
They never feel long enough. They never feel long enough. Another solid episode.
Of course it is.
Another solid episode. Not a crazy episode.
I'm scared when it's not gonna
But
be.
there were parts that were crazy. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I'd be
there's no
scared.
way.
I'd be scared if it wasn't a crazy episode or a beautiful episode because all of them have been. But I think it's setting a lot of stuff up.
Of course.
Certain episodes have been able to deliver on the episodes that have come before it, but I think this is setting up stuff that's going to unfold in the final 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. And it now that we're kind of here, it at first the pacing kind of felt slower, which I think served the story in this sort of medium. But now that we're here, I'm like, damn, it's kind of moving fast. Like I feel like it's been moving faster than I think it's felt like it's been moving. And of course, it was really, really awesome to officially see and meet Kishibe and get more of a vibe, rather than just in flashbacks for who he is and what he's all about. The man's too fine for his own damn good. And he needs to chill the fuck out. But that scene in the manga with him and Power and Denji putting 2 halves of a brain together to try to...
Yeah, I think they called the super smart team, if I'm not mistaken. I was looking forward to that because it is just like, Fujimoto loves... I mean, it's definitely a trope just in general, but like in cinema, especially like American cinema, I feel like people with glasses are like, they're smart.
Yeah.
They're smart. And like the first thing that like a not smart person would do is like put on glasses to maybe come across as smarter or like to make them believe that they're smarter.
Yes.
So it is just funny how they couldn't just execute the plan. They had to like dress up for it. Right. And get glasses, which I thought was pretty funny.
Yeah, and I do feel like the humor in that, it was definitely there in the anime. But again, because it is so beautifully rendered and made, the humor didn't come across as much for me as it did in the manga. Like in the manga, that moment and that exchange with them was so much funnier. Because you get to see them in glasses after they talk about trying to outsmart Kishibe, and so it's a lot more clear what they're doing. But at first in the anime, I kind of forget because it's been a while since we read it, but I'm like, why are they in disguise? Like, do they think they're in disguises? But then I do remember in the manga, it was the super smart team and just the glasses.
Yeah.
Like it was a
choice.
It was a choice, and it was a hilarious choice, and it was great in the anime. But I do think it was the humor was just, I think, there more in the manga for me personally. But that's why we love them together.
Because I feel like in the anime for sure, I get more chill vibes from them. Like they are kind of chaotic, but in the like reading them, it was like I was reading them way more chaotic as a duo. Like I don't know, they just seem like even like walking, they're like like talking and stuff. It's not as like yelly as I would have when I was reading it.
Well, and I think
when they like had lines together, I feel like they were always just like yelling with each other, and they do, but it's more like, "Hey, Power, we could do that." Power's like, "Oh yeah," it's more like chill vibes.
Well, and again,
like,
and I think that A, it's how we read it. B, that could be the how it was intended to be read, or that we could have just not been reading it the same way the lines were meant to be delivered by Fujimoto, but also again because of the beauty of the surrounding world, the scenery, the lighting, everything makes it feel more chill. The way they're delivering it, but also just I don't know.
It is very chill.
It is very chill.
And
like you said, to get ahead of anybody who's going to argue with us or disagree with us, it's not necessarily an argument, but they do yell and they are chaotic, but something about the manga, you're absolutely right. I agree 100%.
That's why the comedy, I think, like came across more.
Yeah.
Because they're just, it is just what it is. I enjoyed it, but yeah, there is a difference. I mean, again, it's just perception. Like someone could have read it the same way that they're adapting it now. It's like, oh, this is perfect. But yeah, they are just more like chiller than I would have imagined them being together, at least. But
they're great. We love to see them together, and we got some more information on Aki and the direction that Aki's sort of heading. He's
going in the deep end. Like
he's in a really bad spot.
Yeah, he was in a bad spot, but he's putting himself in a worse position.
Because he's
driven.
He's hell bent on taking out the gun devil, and he will do on revenge, and he will do anything he has to do,
Yeah.
especially now that not only his whole family was taken out, but in the process of just, I guess, like being devil hunters now, his closest friend Himeno has also been taken out. Like he doesn't give a fuck about really anything
No.
except for, taking out the gun devil no matter what he has to do.
And like even Himeno like mentioning in the letters, I think that was like super important, just her mentioning like, hey, like I did ask him to quit and he just blew it off because we don't know when she sent that letter. It could have been months, a year ago. Like we don't know when she sent it, so it's like he's in a worse position now. And maybe if he did quit, like he could, like Himeno said, I want like maybe go private, like she could have been saved too.
Yeah.
If he wasn't as stubborn. Like I'm sure if he quit, she might have followed, So that's dread. And now he's like, I'm not going to obey like her wishes. Like I'm sure at this point she'd be like, yeah, get out of here. Like don't die. Like if you stay in this job, you're going to die. And they kind of like set that up too.
Mhm.
These two guys are like, yeah, well, you could either live your 2 years left or you can just like give it away to another devil and just keep doing it. And he's like, I don't care.
Yeah, and I mean, like you said, he has that definitely on his shoulders now too, or he's carrying that with him, even though he
everything
probably
else.
would not want him to do that.
No.
And that is why I really appreciate the Himeno character in the anime. I think that for me, I've grown so much more attached to her and feel so much more for her than I did when I was reading it, because when reading it, it felt like she was there for a split second.
Yeah.
And now going back and watching all of these episodes, like I am able to see so much more clearly how, just like people say about Denji, him being the way he is because he is like overcompensating or masking some other insecurities that he might have, which is true to an extent, but also Denji is just super stoked to not be living in a fucking shed anymore and eating garbage. But the same thing with Himeno. Like Himeno really was, I think, covering up a lot of her true feelings about, of course, Aki, but the situation they were in. And she had this like carefree, happy-go-lucky attitude, but she was really struggling, with, her place where she was at, trying to convince Aki to get out of the position he was in, while also, I'm sure, still like wanting to confess her love to him in some way. Or like, not that she didn't make that clear or hasn't made that clear, but, was maybe dealing with all of this jealousy too that she had towards Makima, and I don't know, but none of that. My point is like none of that ever came across in any interaction really that we had with her when she was in a group with everybody else. And I don't know, I might be going on about something that's not that deep or not that important, but for me, I just found this like really new appreciation, like real appreciation for Himeno that just wasn't there prior to the anime. It might have been there on second read of the manga, but based on my initial read, like I didn't feel as much as I feel for her, and her relationship with Aki too is just so much. I don't know. It's so much. I just feel their connection so much more. I'm sorry. I'm just like, that's one thing that I will say that this anime adaptation has done beautifully. Yeah, I agree. It's lost some of the chaos or how we interpreted the chaos. But and maybe by default, sometimes the humor lands a lot, but it could mean that sometimes it doesn't land as hard, but it captures tone and emotion beautifully.
Yeah, like the chaos is a bit lost, and the chaos was so like it still is chaotic, but reading it I felt like it was a bit more chaotic. And then when you had the chaos like juxtaposed with the like nonchalantness of the devil hunters, talking about death, Kishibe saying like, I'm gonna use you guys as toys, like you guys are nothing to me, you guys are I can just bring you, I'm gonna kill you over and over and over again. Like Power and Denji's like reactions to all of that were like, it just felt a little bit more wacky, I guess. And in the anime it is just like, we're all dead. We're all like, it's a little bit more emo, I think.
To that point, and bringing it back to Himeno, I think it does juxtapose beautifully the relationship that Aki and Himeno had as devil hunters, as comrades, but also as like friends, versus how everybody else in the devil hunter core treats each other. Like they all are very cut and dry, like, very, they are very jaded and have a mission in mind and not as much empathy. And they say it like it is and they don't hold back. Like you said, Kishibe, the people that came to visit Aki in the hospital, all of them have just sort of become that, whether it's because that's who they were before the job or the job has turned them into that. But Himeno never lost that. Himeno was never that to Aki, and I think which is exactly what you're saying. I think that is where I find like beauty in their relationship, is that it contrasts so well against like everybody else, even Power and Denji, who Denji is actually someone who feels those things. But what I love about Denji is it's always an internal conflict with him to a degree. He wonders if he is, because of his situation and everything that's happened, like he wonders how human he still is or how normal he still is. And I can relate to that, like I'm sure people have gone to funerals and experienced death or been around it. And of course, there are times when it happens to somebody very close to you and it's devastating. But I'm sure there have been other situations where people have experienced death in a peripheral sort of way and not been as sad about it and felt guilty about that sadness. Depending on people's relationships with people, I mean, it could be someone close to them and they still don't feel sad and they feel guilty about not feeling sad. My point is, that's what I love about Denji. It's this constant like introspection that I feel like we just don't get with a lot of other MCs. Not that it doesn't exist, it does. But I relate to that as a kid who was kind of weird and felt like I was kind of weird and was weird. Just constantly feeling like, am I normal? Like, it seems like everybody else is reacting one way and I feel like I'm reacting a different way. What does that make me? And constantly trying to, as a kid, adjust to seem less weird, But I that's one thing I really relate to, and I love being a part of Denji's character. And yeah, like I said, tone, emotion, all of it is really done masterfully in this adaptation. But if I'm being 100% honest, like there are some things that translate differently and have translated differently for me. Not for better, for worse, just different. Different than I thought they would be. I'm very excited for where this episode or where these next two episodes are going to go. It looks like we had kind of speculated the Katana Man stuff, like was going to be the ending. There's another character, obviously. And I have this shirt and I've been wanting to wear this shirt so bad, but every time we sit down and record, I'm like,
yeah, don't.
I can't.
Don't.
I can't. No, I'm not. And I haven't. And I won't.
I'm surprised you haven't.
I've looked at it many times.
Yeah, of course.
But,
yeah, and there's speculation too, like that will be a movie, which would be really nice because you don't like that idea, huh?
I mean, I don't hate it, but I mean, it really just depends on the arc's length. I mean,
because there's no way we're gonna see that right now in the next two episodes.
No, I'm not saying we're gonna see that in the next two episodes. No way. But it's definitely season 2 stuff. I don't think we're gonna get a movie. I really don't.
I mean, unless it's the way they could do a movie is they could tie up part 1 pretty easily, because if they do a movie like part, or like a season 2 could probably, because it does move fast, they could probably cover the rest of it, like the Rize. Oh,
that's fine. It's a character name.
Sorry,
it's a character name.
That stuff could be covered in a whole movie and maybe a little remainder in the season 2. I think that would be nice, and I would look forward to that. Because putting all of that in a season 2, like I don't know if it would wrap it
what
up.
You're saying that like it would.
And season 2, the end of season 2, like the finale, like being the end of part 1 of the manga, like that ending's so good, and it's such a great way to end it. And it's so funny, it's so hilarious now that we have Chainsaw Man, right? Like Chainsaw Man season 1, proper Chainsaw Man, Chainsaw Man proper. It's just funny, and it's gonna be hilarious. I mean, not hilarious, but because part 2 of the manga just goes in such a different direction, and them trying to animate that, and it maybe being, I don't know if it would be as successful, because people are still like kind of torn. Even the beginning of part 2, I feel like a lot of people were like, where's this character? Why isn't this about this character? And I feel like that translated to anime like might be controversial.
I mean,
because it was controversial when the manga started coming out too. So it is just funny to think about, because the Mappa's just like, so where is the main character? Where are all the other people that we made merch of and everything? Like,
I think it's gonna be hilarious.
The big wigs,
just to see how it all kind of unfolds. But that won't happen for like 3 more years. A long time. 3 more years.
I mean, they're a little too much, but it is.
I mean, they're moving, and I get what you're saying. Back to the movie point. I mean, you've brought it up before, and I do get what you're saying, that it does feel like it'd be a nice separation, like a cleaner cut than rather going into season 2.
Season 2
would
would
this
probably
happen in a chunk of episodes and then finishing it out, or maybe even having a 3rd season after that. It would make sense to have season 1, a movie covering this semi-shorter-ish arc, but short enough to maybe fit concisely and adapt well into a movie.
Or just an hour special.
hour and a half, whatever.
Episode.
Really give it time to breathe. And then coming back and like finishing it out. So you'd have season 1, movie season 2, and then that'd be part 1. But again,
they'll probably stretch it out.
I don't know. My point is, though, we're 2 episodes away from it ending, and I don't know how long it's going to go away for, but it's scary. Because I don't know when we're going to get more Chainsaw Man again. And I've really had, it's different. And I'm just being honest and candid with everybody. Like, it's different. And sometimes, like, it's hard, but it's hard talking about the show, the anime, when we do know the series of events that sort of follow. So we it's hard sometimes to be conscious of, like, what we're saying as to not reveal or spoil anything, because we really don't want to do that to any anime-only watchers or viewers. But we have so much fun watching it and so much fun seeing this thing that we've only ever read animated beautifully. That's why, you get a mean comment every now and then that's like, why are you guys reacting to something you've already read? And it's like, because we want to.
And because
we enjoy it.
Yeah, we enjoy both mediums.
Yeah, exactly. We're fans of both mediums.
Yeah.
And this is our first reaction to the anime adaptation.
Yeah. And coming from an anime only for a long time, like not reading manga for a very long time, like, yeah, this is great. This is awesome.
Yeah,
this is like the first experience I've had reading something completely and seeing it animated.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
It's exciting. I mean, I've experienced it before, and it's exciting, and this felt like sort of the most exciting. Like, everybody felt the most excited that they've ever felt about an adaptation. And so I even though we know what happens and we're into part 2 and reading part 2, and we'll continue to talk about part 2, I'm still going to miss the hell out of this. And, as we're approaching the end, I'm starting to get a little emotional, because not emotional, but that's being dramatic, but I am like, damn, that's going to suck, because I don't know how long it's going to be gone for.
If it looks like this again in the 2nd season, take as long as you need.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
because they got a lot on their plate right now,
for sure.
And in the future. But yeah, I'm super excited for the season to end, and I can't wait. And
these last 2 episodes are going to be bangers, of course. They're going to finish strong. And again, that's why this episode really felt like it was like setting a lot of things up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to do it for our episode reaction and discussion. If you want to see the full uncut, uncensored version of this reaction and discussion, you can go to patreon.com/volume1pod or become a YouTube member by clicking the join button somewhere next to the subscribe button next to this video. And if you're already subscribed and you're not really interested in becoming a Patreon member or YouTube member, just liking the video helps out a lot. It means a lot to us. Leaving a comment, letting us know your thoughts on the episode. Stay tuned. Every week we're back again to cover the final 2 episodes. And if you're watching this the day it comes out, then tomorrow, which will be Wednesday, during our community live, we will be talking with another beautiful person in the anime YouTube community. And he reacts to so many things outside of anime as well. But Rough Senpai is going to be joining us on our community live to talk with us. And the reason I bring it up here on this episode is because we're going to be talking a lot about his feelings. He's been pretty vocal about how he's felt about certain things when it comes to the Chainsaw Man fandom and just being an anime-only viewer and just his perspective on the fandom, the series, and everyone's sort of reaction to it. I think it's going to be a fun conversation, a great conversation. So if you're watching this the date it was released, then that'll be tomorrow, Wednesday at around 11:30 PST. Just, another reason to subscribe, hit the notification bell because we'll schedule the live and you can,
tune in.
Tune in. Yeah. All right. Well, that's going to do it for another episode. The only thing left to do now is to get out of here on our outro that's always the same and never changes. Also, 30% off all of our merch in the description down below. Code Old Saint Weeb. 30% off till the end of the year, till the end of December. So snag something while you can, while there's a little discount.
I'm looking up something.
Okay, I'm stalling for time. Wonderful time of the year to get yourself a Christmas present. Get yourself a little gift.
Little gifty.
Or like I said in a previous video, get it for a friend who has no idea.
Super genius.
What we do over here, who has no idea what we do over here. Get it for them. And they'll be like, what is this? And he'll say, don't worry about it. Just wear it. I bought it for you. And, they don't even have to know it was 30% off. You can tell them it was full price. And then they're like, damn, my friend's a baller. And my friend buys me things, even though I don't know where it's from.
Commence Operation Super Smart.
Commence Operation Super Smart. See, was that in the anime? Maybe it was. I don't know. But it didn't hit the same. Operation
Super Smart.
Super Smart.
Commence Operation.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And until next time,
commence Operation Super Smart.
I'm going to get my glasses. Where are my glasses?
I can't see without my